The United Kingdom, Italy, Greece, and even Sweden aren't as safe as you might have thought. After all, some of Europe's most crime-ridden cities are located in these countries. In this video, you'll learn why you should avoid certain areas abroad. And for those who watch until the end, you'll find out which country has been deemed the most dangerous in Europe by NUMBEO. Enjoy the show! First on our list is the lovely city of Manchester, with a rich history and a vibrant cultural heritage. It's the birthplace of many talented individuals, including actress Emma Watson, the famous Tom Hardy, and author Emily Sinclair. The city is also known for its extensive cotton mills, warehouses and railways. In 2019, Manchester was recognized as the fastest-growing city in the UK. However, it's also one of the most crime-ridden cities in the country. Recently, there has been an uptick in criminal activity, particularly among disadvantaged segments of the population. Organized crime, which was already prevalent in the city, has become a significant problem for local authorities. Statistics show that in 2022, there were 126 crimes committed per 1,000 residents, an all-time high in the last decade. Some time ago, a wave of jewelry store robberies swept through the city, affecting major chains. The police have struggled to handle this surging gang activity. Prostitution and drug trafficking are rampant in Manchester. The police have only managed to apprehend low-level members who can't provide significant information for investigations. Power struggles between organized crime groups in the city are commonplace, leading to frequent shootouts. If you happen to find yourself in Manchester, we recommend avoiding the following areas: Moss Side, Rusholme, and it's better not to be around Piccadilly metro station at night. The French Riviera, home to the city of Nice, has been dubbed a sunny place for shady people. This expression was coined by writer Somerset Maugham, who owned a villa here for over 40 years. For a long time, wealthy British, American and Russian aristocrats stirred up scandals, indiscretions and controversies that made headlines around the world. Even Maugham himself was sued by one woman's husband, accusing the writer of ruining their marriage. But even in modern times, this isn't the most peaceful region. In 2019, the French Riviera was embroiled in a scandal involving Jeffrey Epstein, the American financier, who was arrested on charges of organizing the sexual exploitation of underage girls. In 2016, Kim Kardashian was robbed in her hotel room here, losing jewelry worth around $10 million. Petty theft is a common crime in Nice. Along the French Riviera, a legend circulates about a gang of thieves who 10 years ago used gas to sedate people asleep in their villas and then plundered their wealth. There are also many pickpockets ready to steal a tourist's phone, camera or wallet if they are not vigilant. On July 14, 2016, a terrorist attack in Nice left more than 80 people dead and over 300 injured. It occurred on the Promenade des Anglais near the beach. Some sources indicate that this isn't the safest place in the city, and it's best to avoid it at night, as well as several northeastern neighborhoods: Larian, Les Moulins and Nice Nord. Certainly, Greece is a beautiful country, with rich historical attractions, drawing numerous tourists each year. However, in Athens, there are areas where you should remain vigilant. For instance, in the Exarchia neighborhood, it's better not to engage with the aggressive youth who call themselves the 700-euro generation, referring to Greece's minimum wage. Around the Ammonia Square in central Athens, in the metro, and in areas near popular archaeological sites, it's advisable to keep your wallet hidden and hold onto your bags tightly. Moreover, it's best not to engage with the so-called Kammakia, intermediaries who lure customers into fur shops. Rumor has it that most of them work for the Pontian Mafia. This group steals cars loaded with goods at the border and appropriates them. They are also involved in human trafficking and prostitution. Additionally, a criminal group consisting of migrants from former Soviet states, known as Menidi, is engaged in large-scale heroin trafficking within Greece. The country is already grappling with illegal immigrants, with their numbers increasing fivefold recently. Sweden is also becoming a country of migrants. Due to a significant influx of questionable individuals from lower socio-economic backgrounds, crime is escalating here at an alarming rate. Southern cities like Malmö are particularly hard hit, where foreigners make up nearly half of the population. In December 2017, the Malmö police issued an announcement urging women not to walk the streets alone. They were forced to take this step after at least 3 rapes occurred in the city within a month. One of these rapes was particularly brutal. A gang of migrants assaulted a 17-year-old girl on a playground and then set fire to her genitalia. Sexual crimes have become a major concern for Sweden over the past half-century. In the 1970s, the country experienced around 40 rapes per 100,000 population, but by 2010, this number had risen to over 200. Car arsons have also increased significantly, with 1,500 incidents annually. In parallel, the number of attacks involving explosive devices and, most alarmingly, homicides has been on the rise. Naples is considered a highly popular tourist city in Italy. It's a truly colorful city where ancient fortresses, cathedrals and narrow streets with their beautiful, sometimes tragic histories coexist with mafia clans and criminal groups. Naples has been plagued by criminal notoriety since the 15th century. In this city, it's best not to venture too far from the central districts and streets, as being in unfamiliar territory can have negative consequences. Here, you risk not only losing your money, but also your health and sometimes even your life. The most dangerous area in Naples lies on its outskirts. This area is perilous not only for tourists, but also for locals. Even police patrols try to avoid it. The Scampia district is the stronghold of the Neapolitan Camorra mafia, which has maintained its influence over the social and political life of Naples and all of Italy for centuries. If you're an adrenaline junkie, you might consider taking a stroll through this unusual and dangerous neighborhood to experience the local atmosphere. But no one guarantees your safety. You should also remain vigilant at train stations and airports. These are favorite haunts for pickpockets, con artists, beggars and other interesting characters. They might not openly rob or threaten you, but they'll readily take advantage of your inattention, trust or sympathy. Back to the United Kingdom again. This time we're talking about the city of Birmingham, located in the heart of the United Kingdom. It's the second largest city in the country after London and attracts numerous tourists every year. It's the place where writer J.R.R. Tolkien spent his childhood, where actor John Cadbury was born, and where James Watt invented the steam engine. With its rich museums, Victorian architecture and Michelin-starred restaurants, Birmingham appears to be a prosperous city. However, reality paints a slightly different picture. Statistics reveal that there are no less than 145 crimes committed per 1,000 people. At first glance, it may seem like a reasonably safe place. However, there are a few areas to avoid. These include the northern neighborhoods of Aston and Worsley Green and the central area of Ladywood, where the highest crime rates have been observed. Various criminal groups, sexual offenders and thieves pose a threat here. Birmingham's crime rate is further exacerbated by scams targeting tourists, such as theft in crowded places, distraction at ATMs to steal recently withdrawn cash, and the sale of counterfeit tickets to concerts and sporting events. Birmingham is also known for its gang, called the Peaky Blinders, which emerged in the 1920s. Recently, an entire series was produced about them. Catania is a unique architectural and artistic treasure worth visiting. At first glance, the city may seem mysterious and even intimidating, but the more you explore, the more it captivates. It's a picturesque city surrounded by volcanic landscapes. Catania has experienced 2 pivotal moments in its history: the eruptions of Mount Etna in 1669 and 1693. Twice the city was wiped off the face of the earth by earthquakes and lava flows. Yet both times it was rebuilt. You'll often see structures made from black volcanic stone here. However, behind its attractive facade lie safety concerns. It's one of the most crime-ridden cities in Europe. The levels of theft, murder and violence are very high. The problem of robbery and armed attacks on tourists is particularly acute. In 2022, there were 8 murders for every 1,000 residents in the city, and the number of robberies was as high as 20. Sicily, the island where Catania is located, has long been known for its issues with organized crime and mafia influence. These factors worsen the situation and can create dangerous circumstances for visitors. However, it's neither Italy nor the United Kingdom that holds the title of the most dangerous country in Europe. According to NUMBEO, France confidently takes the lead. After all, 5 of the 15 most crime-ridden cities in our ranking are located in this country. Let's begin with the capital. Overall, Paris is quite civilized, but there are several neighborhoods that tourists should avoid. The most dangerous is the area around the northern and western train stations in the city. It's inhabited by Indians as well as people from Arab countries and Africa. There is a very high crime rate here, and outsiders are not particularly welcome. The legendary Bois de Boulogne in the west of Paris is no longer a place for royal hunting or romantic evening strolls. At twilight, it becomes a gathering place for pimps who shamelessly display their merchandise. Besides prostitutes, drug dealers and other criminals often frequent the park, making this popular Parisian attraction one of the most dangerous places in the city. The Montmartre district, more specifically Pigalle Boulevard, is also rather unattractive and hazardous for tourists. Pigalle is still known as the Red Light District, and Montmartre is a maze of streets and staircases where you can not only get lost but also encounter unpleasant situations. There is a significant migrant population here, and foreigners are responsible for 70% of violent robberies and 75% of simple thefts in Paris. The next 3 cities are also included in NUMBEO's statistics: Nantes, Grenoble and Montpellier. Nantes is a historically significant city in western France, the administrative center of the Loire-Atlantique department. It's known for its rich cultural heritage, architecture, museums, and the beautiful Loire waterfront. Grenoble is the capital of the Essare department. The city is renowned for its scientific and technological influence, housing famous research centers and universities. Montpellier, located on the southern coast of France along the Mediterranean, is one of the largest entities in the Occitanie region. Montpellier is a cultural and historical hub, attracting tourists from around the world. Regarding crime, you should simply avoid certain neighborhoods in these cities. France currently hosts a significant number of migrants who are creating problems for the local population. Robberies, sexual assaults and murders are something no tourists would want to encounter. Therefore, carefully research information about different districts of the city before booking a hotel or planning your route. According to French laws, a migrant who has been denied asylum has the right to stay in the country legally for another year to file an appeal. During this time, they receive free accommodation, meals, medical care, and 7 euros per day for personal expenses. However, after a year, the vast majority of migrants do not leave the country, but instead transition to an illegal status. This is why makeshift camps and shanties, where homeless individuals live, are growing across France. In just 1 year, the police dismantled 60 such camps in the vicinity of Paris. Marseille, the second largest city in France and one of the largest ports in the Mediterranean, is no exception. Tents can be found everywhere, typically near dumpsters, which serve as a source of food for destitute migrants. In 2019, Marseille ranked first in France in the number of robberies. Drug and weapon-related crime is also prevalent here. Criminal groups in the city vie for control of the narcotics market and territory, often leading to violence and shootouts on the streets of Marseille. The mafia operates in the northern districts of the city, the 13th, 14th and 15th administrative districts. The term Marseille barbecue originated from these areas, where those killed in inter-gang disputes are commonly doused with gasoline and set on fire. Even the police hesitate to enter these areas. Other dangerous areas of the city, such as La Caille, Belson-Smere, Nord and La Belle, should also not be visited alone, as it can be life-threatening. Thus, a city with a rich history daily grapples with criminal issues. City authorities regularly take measures to improve the situation, but it seems to have long spiraled out of control. Marseille rightly holds the title of the most dangerous city in Europe. The level of crime in Europe cannot be compared to the actual criminality in South America or the impoverished African states. Almost all the cities mentioned are most dangerous in just a few areas. Most tourist locations are rigorously policed, so you can confidently embark on your travels. Thank you for watching.